I stopped working 12 hours a day, and my revenue doubled. I know. Believe me, I know how that sounds. It sounds like a lie a guru sells right before they pitch you a $2,000 course. But this isn't a story about a magical shortcut. It's a story about a quiet Wednesday morning when I finally understood a word I'd been misusing my entire life. The word is clarity. For years, I thought clarity was a reward. You hustle in the fog, you grind through the chaos, and then, if you're lucky, clarity arrives as a prize at the finish line. So I ran. I ran a 12-hour, screen-burned, caffeine-shaking marathon every single day. My calendar looked like a losing game of Tetris. I was addicted to the feeling of motion, because if I was moving, I couldn't be failing, right? The truth that I missed, the one that cost me years, is this: clarity is not the prize. Clarity is the starting line. Asterisk asterisk, and you can't find it in a hurricane of notifications. So I did something that, in 2026, feels radical. I didn't just take a vacation. A vacation is just running from a burning building. I stopped and turned around to face the fire. I called it my anti-hustle reset, and it started with a single, terrifying question I asked myself on a blank Google Doc. What would I do today if I was already enough? Not successful. Not rich. Just enough. Worthy of a slow breath. Worthy of a clear mind. My first step wasn't meditation. It was boredom. For the first week, I blocked off 2 hours every morning with nothing. No podcast. No ebook. No mastermind call. Just me and the terrifying silence. On day 1, I nearly crawled out of my skin. My hand kept reaching for a phone that wasn't there. By day 3, something shifted. My brain, starved of constant input, started to whisper the things it had been screaming for months. I had a thought about a project pivot that wasn't born from panic, but from a quiet, persistent intuition. Panic shouts. Intuition whispers. You can only hear it in silence. Then came the filter. Hustle culture says you should do everything. The anti-hustle reset says you should do one thing. So I looked at my to-do list of 23 urgent tasks and I asked a brutally simple question. If I do all these things, I stay busy. But if I only do this one thing, does the game fundamentally change? And I had to be honest. Most of my day was filled with task doing, not game changing. So I deleted them, deferred them, admitted they were just sophisticated forms of procrastination. The result was terrifying. My 12-hour workday collapsed into a 4-hour core. The rest was just stagecraft. And then, the money part. Why did my revenue double? Because I stopped selling to people's noise and started solving for their silence. When I was in a state of permanent anxiety, the work I created was loud, desperate, and transactional. It was a 10-step system born from caffeine shakes. But when I worked from clarity, the product was just true. It was simpler. It was quieter. It answered a deep need instead of poking at a surface fear. And people can feel the difference between a message built in a quiet room and one screamed from a crowded street. They bought the simplicity. They trusted the calm. You'll hear people talk about monk mode like it's a battle. Locking yourself away, grinding in a dark room with your phone in a safe. That's just hustle culture wearing a Zen garden robe. True monk mode isn't a cage match with your ambition. It's a conversation with your own mind. It's realizing that intentionality isn't about doing less for the sake of laziness. It's about doing less so you can obsess over the few things you have no business getting wrong. So, here's the challenge I want to leave you with. It's not a 12-step plan. It's a single action for tomorrow morning. Don't look at your phone. Don't open your laptop. Make your coffee and sit in a chair by the window. And for 15 minutes, do nothing but ask yourself, what is the one thing that, if done with complete focus, would make all the noise irrelevant? Don't write the answer down yet. Just let it find you in the quiet. It will be the scariest and most profitable 15 minutes of your entire day. The hustle was never the path to success. It was just the only path we could see until we finally stopped running long enough to clear our heads. I'll see you in the silence.